in to play some games on Steam. If there are no server issues, it should run like a dream. Rexic, that's right, it's Rexic the King. With gameplay so bad it will make you want to scream. Welcome to the Rexic the King stream. Rexic, that's right, it's Rexic the King. There is no shortage of games he'll play for you, be it Fall Guys, Fortnite, Marvel Rivals, or Overwatch 2. Rexic, that's right, it's Rexic the King. Awesome Mounts is back after many moons. That purple surfer still makes him swoon. Rexic, that's right, it's Rexic the King. Now without much further ado, he's going to start the stream for you. There's only a few seconds to go. He hopes that you enjoy the show.
Alright. Hello everybody, welcome into this Thursday stream. As always, I am Rexic the King. How's everybody doing today? Hope you're doing quite well on this fine Thursday the 25th. How's everybody doing? What's been going on with all of you since last time? Hopefully only good things. I have been alright myself, more or less. Awfully foggy today. And also, I don't remember if it happened by last time. Like, I think it was like after the stream on Tuesday, I should say. There's like a big thunderstorm here. It's like it sounded like it came like from like a part of it was like normal, like far away, like whatever. And then like some of it like later, like nighttime. It sounded like it came from like I'm not gonna lie, like it's like 5 feet away, just like above. It's like how loud it was. It was like such a clear crack, man. It was crazy. Even knocked the power out for like a good hour or two. Which somehow I didn't notice at first. So I was like in the, I was just like using the restroom and I saw like the flashes of light from the light like the window. So I turned the light off for the room just for a second so I could see it like a bit more clearly. And I guess I just like timed it out perfectly because like when I already had it off, like the power like went out from that. I didn't even notice. And like until I walked back to my room and saw everything was off. Yeah, it was like crazy thunder, like heavy rain for like a good while. Luckily like the power was only off for like about an hour or so. Like thank goodness too, because I was like going to I'm just like thank goodness it's back in general. But also, I was like going to bed at like that time, but like because of the rain and stuff, it was like so, like it was so humid. If I don't have like my fan on for that, like that would have, like I don't know if I would have been able to fall asleep. But luckily it came back, so everything was all right. We're just shifting into that fall humid stuff here. Hopefully the weather is better where you are. Hope you've been enjoying and relaxing and enjoying your days, I should say. So today we'll be continuing the Blender lessons. I'm just looking away for a quick second. So last Thursday, and also like Saturday or Sunday. So like we finished the lessons, put the rendered frames together into the video. And I got that posted. I did the little bite extra part of it, just as a why not. I mean, what else would you do for donut besides bite it, you know? So today, we are going to be doing the, like, very likely, at least for me, far more complicated parts, which is actual, like, character posing and stuff. I did... Oh, sorry for a second. And my webcam got moved over. Oh, there we are. Alright. So, like, the... Yeah, so stuff like moving the characters, seeing... like how, like, the armature, I believe it's called, and the rigs. Like, how all that stuff works. Like, how to have, like, multiple models. How to import models. All of that super complicated stuff. So I am worried about how this one will go, but like I'll do my best. Is this what I like am trying to learn Blender for? Like specifically anyway, like the character moving stuff, so it is ones I got to go through. And so I looked around, I tried to like find like some good ones. I couldn't find like a I need the words. Like the donut tutorial, I couldn't find like an equivalent for that, like specifically for characters. So like breaking it down like piece by piece and stuff. So it's just like shorter videos from like various channels is about like the best I could find. So it'll be a little tricky to do. Welcome, Vanty. Ding dong, who's there? How are you doing on this fine Thursday? Good to see you. Good to see you as always. I was just doing a little preamble before getting Blender loaded on up. Let me come to say hello, hope you're doing well. I am. Like I had a nice day today so far. I did my bike ride with it all being all foggy. Loaded up my backpack with, like I went to the store and I got a lot of those sparkling ice drinks, if you have ever had those. Pretty good. I got a big pack of those so my backpack was heavy. And just play some extra little snacks and whatnot. And getting ready to hopefully figure out this Blender character moving stuff. So let me switch this on over. And there's that. Oh yeah, so I tried to so I found like this character on like the Blender Studio official thing because it was like shown in a different tutorial, so I assumed that would be like the easiest way to try to do that. And let me load up Blender will be a important part of this. And I will have the video so you can watch along with me and I can learn it as well. So general here, and I had something to show if for the scale, because I think I had messed up before. But I don't know if that's a general, some sort of setting here, perhaps. A view. And nothing I can immediately see. Alright, so the character Ellie. So to use this, the origin of the scene, click File and Link for the character file. File, Link. And I think I have it... Where do I have it? It is on Blender stuff. Alright, there we go. Okay, Link, Ellie, Blend. There's a whole bunch of files. It goes to the collection, select CH-Ellie. Make sure instance collision is enabled. That's there. Collection CH-Ellie. Okay. That launched up this character here. The collection should appear in the viewport. Select it. Alright. And choose Object Library Override Make. Object Library Override. Object Library Override Make. Where is that? There it is. Make? What do I have to click on there for it? Make. Okay, I don't know what that does, but it should be ready to go, I would think. So let me get this video going. One moment. There we go. Okay. Blender tutorial, how to move 3D characters in Blender by Next Gen Blogger. Let us see what we do here.
Hey guys, welcome back to Next Gen Blogger, and in this video I want to
this
show
is
you
1
how
year
to
old, so it
move
should be
3D
still
character
up to
in
date, I would
Blender.
think.
Now it's actually super easy to move 3D character in Blender. So
Hopefully it
without
is.
further delay, let's get started and see how you can do this. Now to demonstrate this, I've already imported a 3D character.
Right,
So
download the
this
same
is my 3D character present right here. And the first thing that I would like to do is I
There's
would
like
like to go to this animation menu and open up the workspace. Next, let's delete all the keyframes which are present in the
animation.
dope sheet by default. So press the letter
I
A
think
on
this
the
might be assuming
keyboard
I know
and
how
this
to
will select all the keyframes.
pose.
Next, press the delete button to delete them.
So that might not be
Now, let me focus on my 3D character like this.
Hold on. I
And
think this is like assuming
moving
you already know how to
press the letter
pose.
I on the keyboard and this will insert. You will see that while the character is moving, you try to move only those control points which are relevant with the movement, those control
Might not
points.
be a
So the common ones would be the control points which are associated with the legs and hands of the 3D character. So let's select them first. So let me select this particular control point. Now let me select this particular control point. Now let me select. I would like to select the point by pressing the letter G on the hassle. So it's like we are pushing the character from one location in the comment section below.
For moving. Okay. Blender how to pose a character. A Rigify tutorial. It's like some other program. If any of you know Blender, know like a good tutorial for this, like, I definitely feel free to share that, so I can try and learn this. And character animation. It's like rigs posing, so that might be part of it. So I did look at it before. I just like asked a friend. So there is like some ways here for like there is a pose mode. So like that just like move like the arms and stuff like a bit already. There's like some stuff like doesn't move if it's all like this square thing. But yeah, so this part I can understand, but there's also like, so trying to see like specifics of that, and also like what if like a character doesn't have like a already existing like skeleton or like these little pose things. So like what do you do in that case? Or if I'm trying to do like or like what the model is a like FBX and like I do that and it doesn't have that stuff. Do I have to like make a skeleton myself, or is it like this the auto IK, which is like inverse kinematics, I think is what it stands for. Not that I understand what it even means. But like I've seen that word, so I think that's what it is. But then it's like what is that? You know? Okay, so let's see if this one would be a little more helpful.
There are people who have spent literal decades trying to get better at character animation, so you can spend that much time if you want to.
I don't want that.
But a lot of the hard work has been done already, and now there are tools, workflows, and resources that will help you achieve your goals much faster.
What do you have showing Carlino?
In order to start animating characters fast, you're gonna need a rigged character. Now, you can make these yourself, but we're in a hurry. So the first option is Mixamo, which is popular, so you might have already heard of it. It has a lot of free characters to choose from that are already rigged, and you can even choose from their library of animations. It basically removes all of the work and just does the animation for you. You can also upload your own character model, and it will automatically rig it for you so that you can use their animations. It can work really well, but it's very automatic, so there is a chance that your model won't deform as you expect it to. If you want to animate one of their characters manually, you might have a hard time because Mixamo doesn't make any rig controls for you by default. It just gives you the bones that are needed to make it deform. If you want to use this rig, then you can try using this Auto IK option, which could help you pose the model more easily. Just turn it on, select a bone, press G to move it, and then you can use the scroll wheel to change the chain length for different results. Auto IK is nice, but it's not going to be as good as a rig that actually has controls. Luckily, there is a free Mixamo add-on that will take any rigged model from Mixamo and generate a bunch of controls to make it easier to use, so definitely use this if you plan on doing manual animation. For a simple rigged character, you can download one that I made from Gumroad. It'll be easier to control than the one from Mixamo, but it doesn't have any face controls, so it's only good for body animation. For rigs with all of the controls you could ever want, check out the free characters from Blender Studio.
Yeah, that's where I got
These are the same ones they use in their short movies.
There.
Like this one has fine-tuned controls for the face, stretch controllers to make things cartoony, and even has a pose library. And if you use these, make sure to check the bone layers in the side panel to see all of the options they give you. There are plenty of other free rigged characters, but I'd basically just be doing Google searches at this point, so let's move on to actually animating. Again, the first method is a little more automatic, and that is by getting a of yourself doing animations. Next, we should talk about animating manually, so here are some posing and keyframing tips. And don't worry, I'll talk about more automatic solutions later on. Basic posing is very simple. Go into pose mode by selecting an armature and changing this to pose mode, or by pressing Control Tab. Then you can select a bone and press G, R, or S to move, rotate, and scale.
Alright, so I got that part. I got the arm. A G, move it around. R, spin that. Like S, be like freaking, like go Miss Marvel. And so that has that, and there's like different like little bones and stuff. I don't know what their hips will fall down. Like a different part of the arm for like the little wigglies. Okay.
For trackball rotation, you can press R twice. You can also transform bones on specific axes. For example, you can move a bone on the X-axis by pressing G and then X.
Right, that was like part of the donut stuff. Is like going like the different like axes and stuff. Okay, that's all still there. You go very, very long legs.
Or you could rotate a bone on the local Y-axis by pressing R and then Y twice.
Look, I get a bone on a normal R. Let's see. I think I could try a different one before, where I was like trying to move it like different ways, but it's just like turning like this. It wasn't actually like going all the way around. It seems like it's working differently there, like that. It could have been just something for the model, perhaps.
You'll end up using local axes a lot while posing, so you can also change the default up here if you like.
Which do I have it on? Global or local? Okay. That'll probably help out later.
I already mentioned the Auto IK option, but we can also turn on pose mirroring up here, and it should work as long as the bones are named properly.
Right, and this one it must be named properly because from the store. And X, so it goes like the same thing. And that all works normally, good.
Which is likely if you downloaded the rig. I talk more about this in my rigging video if you're interested in learning more. If you want to make long chains of bones curl, try changing the pivot point to individual origins by pressing period or by using this drop-down. Then select the bones you want and start rotating. I talk more about this in my rigging video if you're interested in learning more. If you want to make long chains of bones curl, try changing the pivot point to individual origins.
Bone to pivot point. There's not even any bones there. How do you do? Like, how do you select that? LE hair. That's the right part. But just selecting doesn't show that up on that part. Weird. Maybe because of that make thing?
By pressing period or by using this drop-down. Then select the bones you want and start rotating. This is really useful for controlling fingers, tails, or any other chain of bones.
Doesn't seem like she has the hand controls here. Now, let me try actually loading one again, but not doing that make part. Maybe it took out like some bones. Object mode. Select the character. If it'll work. Pose mode. No, that still doesn't show it. And then also now it's like there's a second one. Huh. The wrong one. Delete. Wait. Odd. Let's go back. Okay, so I don't know why. What? Wait. Back a bit more. Get just a one. Alright, so what did they do for the fingers?
To make long chains of bones curl, try changing the pivot point to individual origins by pressing period or by using this drop-down.
Drop down in individual origins, but it doesn't have that. Like pose and geo. And that's like scarf and stuff. That's already wording for trying to do this tutorial.
Then select the bones you want and start rotating. This is between location, rotation, and scale, or a combination of the three. You should see keyframes on your timeline now. Move to a different point on your timeline and press I to insert another keyframe. Press the spacebar to play, and congratulations, combination of the three. You should see keyframes on your timeline now. Move to a different point on your timeline and press I for keytails or any other chain of bones. With a bone selected, you can press I to insert a keyframe, and then you can choose between location, rotation, and scale, or a combination of the three. You should see keyframes on your timeline.
Alright, so let's just try doing this like a wave. Turn off the X-axis mirror, turn that off. If you're Shibu, thank you, Neon. And so move trackballs like that. And if I do move the elbow, to do that's like some other thing. How do I that seems like it only goes like back there and there. Yeah, so how would I move that? That doesn't move it. That was like a weird cartoony thing. So G. I mean, if I see it from this way, do it from there. Zoom in there. Trying to get that forward. No, and that just does the same thing. So I can't like adjust like the little elbow parts. As to why I do not know. It's very odd. You could definitely move it down like that. And it has like it seems like it shows like the bones there. Fanny pack, zipper, maybe it's like some part on like the collection. Like hard to like see the text. So the body is the whole thing. And the hand is like not showing anywhere here, weirdly. I don't understand this at all. There's a little grab thing that's not what I'm trying to look for. Let's see. Oh. I could try this, like a occasionally go some seconds and do that like their location. Or not. I thought that should... Oh wait, hold on.
Now, move to a different point on your timeline and press I to insert another keyframe, press the spacebar to play, and congrats on your or a combination of the three. You should see keyframes on your...
Oh, wait, no, that'd be rotation, actually. Right? Keep that rotation. In a few seconds more, go like there. And also rotation. That does a little wave, kind of. And then like put it back like there for like another rotation. Or not.
Your timeline now. Move to a different point on your timeline and press I to insert another keyframe. Press the spacebar to play, and congratulations, now you're an animator.
Now this is pod racing.
Hope you're doing well.
Back to posing, you can copy a pose by selecting bones and pressing Ctrl-C, paste it with Ctrl-V, and flip the pose with Ctrl-C. Back to posing, you can copy a pose
stuff. Like I'm not understanding it. It's not like an as clear tutorial, unfortunately.
Pose by selecting bones and pressing Ctrl-C.
Selecting bones and Ctrl-C. What bones? Control-C. Copied pose to clipboard.
Paste it with Ctrl-V and flip the pose with Ctrl-Shift-V. And this
Control-Shift-V. Flipped on X-axis. Yeah, I don't understand this at all.
also works for keyframes on the timeline, as long as you have the bones and the keyframe selected. We have the breakdowner tool that lets you blend between different poses on the timeline, as well as push and relax if you click and hold the tool button. Last is the motion paths option, which can show where those bones move over time. Just know that it won't update in real time as you place keyframes, and you'll have to press the update path button to see the changes. You can also quickly jump between visible keyframes with the up and down arrow keys. Your timeline will get messy with animation.
No, like saying like how you actually control characters. And this one's like And character animation, I want to find like how to pose. This is like
There's actually a whole market
no, this is like a
built
different website
around
thing I've
selling
done before.
references when it
That's not
comes to
any help
anatomy
here.
and posing.
Like character posing tutorial for pictures. Maybe that'll help. And how to pose in Blender.
Actual fingers.
And maybe this one?
Yeah, what's up guys? So in this video we're going to be learning how to improve your
It's
posing
very quiet though.
for thumbnails basically. So these are like some tips that I've put together that will definitely I'll explain why we changed them.
I can't even
benefits of using
hear
these
that.
changes compared to the default in Blender. So first of all, for orientation, you want to go to local, and up here for transform orientations, you want to go to local as well. So I'm going to
yeah, it doesn't work. I can't even hear what they're saying. It's like already like turned up to max. Dang it. Only Blender tutorial isn't. Like I could try and turn like the volume up, I guess. Maybe. That's not gonna like affect on your side though. You're not gonna be able to like hear what he's saying really. So let me do this.
Easier when creating.
Turning it off for me, I can't do anything on your
Yeah,
side.
let's get straight into it. So first of all, at the top, we're going to change a few things. I'll explain why we changed them.
You already have
benefits
a
of using
character. So let me. I have to try like a different one, perhaps. A link from a blend file. Like I don't know, maybe something like this character. Models. Let's see. That one doesn't work for some reason. But why doesn't it? Charlie. Let's see. FBX model, which I use another thing. I did this before, like imports FBX models. Source. I don't think it opened it. New. Let me get rid of this one and try that. And nothing there. File. Import FBX back to that one. Okay, there we go. There's got kind of like this like smiling friends models. Charlie. A whole bunch of different like eyes. Like looking at like different scenes and whatnot. Let's have like the that would be like the ones on the side. Right there. Okay. Like I'll just like work with it on this one. If it's like even like anywhere near the same. Cause I have like all these little dots on it.
these changes compared to the default in Blender.
Let me see if that
So
helps at
first of
all.
For orientation, you want to go to local, and up here for transform orientations, you want to go to local as well.
Okay, so change both of those to local. And that's on local. Orientation. I don't actually see that one. Maybe it's like in pose mode somewhere? Orientation. I don't see orientation there.
So I'm going to show you the difference quickly just in the fingers because it's a lot easier to see. So if you use local,
It's an object.
the bones will actually move like bones.
Alright, so it's in pose mode, and there's like bones on the hand. In pose mode. But there's nothing on the hands. Edit mode. Pose mode. Why is it not showing anything there? Does he not have... Why is like this all tiny? Okay, so he does like a little skeleton, but it's like all small. And I can't seem to like just scale that up. Why is it like that? Hold on. How to fix your character's rig problems. This is another one I found.
On. Okay, you might have seen
Oh,
my
now it's all
rig
loud. Hold
tutorial
on. Let me turn the volume down for that.
or any tutorial for that matter, but you have some issue with it. When it comes to Rigify, many people have came across at least
I don't
one of
have
these problems. So if
Rigify,
you are one of
though.
them,
It's not what
stick around. First one, you generate the rig, but it comes out too small or too big. But look at
Okay,
this
yeah.
tiny little baby,
This one's
so
small, it's
cute.
correct.
We gotta fix that. Select your meta rig, press Ctrl A, and all transforms. Now when you generate it, it comes out perfect. Now
What did
see,
you
look at this tiny little baby, so cute. We gotta fix that. Select your meta rig, press Ctrl A, and all transforms. Now
Metal ray all transforms. Control A? What did he do for that?
we gotta fix that. Select your meta rig, press
Metal rig.
Ctrl A, and all transform.
Control A all transforms in object mode. Control A. Control A all transforms.
Now when you generate it, it comes out perfect. Now say you have access
It didn't seem like it actually did anything though. Why would it not have done anything? There's the armature that moves all of that. How do I... The orientation local? No, it still moves that. But how do I actually get like the character rig correctly? I think it's like in yeah, like doing that moves it, but like how do I scale it to the right size? And the hips. I don't understand this at all. What is that? Some random bone? I don't understand this at all. Maybe in modeling? Edit mode, object mode. And it is like showing like I'm here like a little running thing.
and all transforms. Now when you generate it, it comes
I'll go back to the layout. Object mode. Control A, all transforms. And it was like somewhere on here.
select your meta rig, press Ctrl A, and all transforms. Now when you generate it,
Generate rig. Like
select your meta rig, press
now it's like also like the Rigify thing. This doesn't help me at all here. Okay, I have no idea of this, man. I can't even get back to the pose mode. Blender rig bones small. Download the model. The bones are tiny. Need to provide details. That doesn't help for anything. Dang it. Gotta optimize it down. No, that's not it. Fix wrong bone length. This might be like the freaking wall as far as like Blender is concerned if I can't even like figure this stuff out. So it's like they're two like pose characters, and if that doesn't work, then it's like, okay, I'll just like stay with like SFM then.
This is a video based on a common question that I receive, and that is, I imported a rig into Blender, usually through FBX, and for example, the face bones look like this, like an absolute mess. And the weird thing is that...
no, that's not the... No, that's not the issue here. The issue is just like the bones are all tiny. I don't know how I would search for this. Small bones and character from porting. No, it's like some different program. What the... I don't suppose anyone in chat knows like Blender stuff who might have an idea for this. Maybe I try like a different model? And so I tried like a FBX ones too before, but it had like some issues also. Let me try one of these so I can try to go with a different
Importing
model.
your FBX file with textures into Blender is quick and easy.
Maybe some of
Let's dive right in. First, head over to the File menu, click on Import, and select FBX format.
File, import
Navigate
FBX.
to the location of your file, select it, and leave the default settings as they are. Then simply click Import FBX. Next, you'll need to manually assign your textures.
Let me try it with a different one. File, import, FBX. Let me see what one could I try and bring in here. There. I'm actually going to check something really quickly before I do that. One moment. Sorry, this one isn't as interesting as the other tutorials where I could actually follow along. Like I tried to find like just like a general like collection of stuff for this one, but I couldn't find like any like a multi-part tutorial stuff, you know? This is like the best I can try and do. Okay. I'll do this. Import, leave those as they are. I'm on that page now. Okay, so do that, do the import. And I did that. And it did not do that one. Let me get rid of that one first. Start it off fresh. Right, import FBX Blender models. That one. Alright, import FBX. And it's very tiny. And this does have like the like spiky bone things.
To do this, go to the Material tab. Click on the base color.
I had like the materials, it looks like. Like all sorts of like extra stuff. Sunglasses. Yeah, so here's Peridot, like a model I found. So then this has like the weird like bone pokey outy things. So that moves, but it's not like set like a like why is like all like weird pokey like that? Where's that? A Blender rig tutorial. Like maybe that'll help.
Rigging can get pretty complicated, especially as you get into more advanced topics like constraints and drivers, but maybe you only need something simple, or maybe you're just a axes. Then just select for anything you want to bend and deform. Press Shift A to add an armature, and if you don't want your bones to be covered by the model, then you can go to Object Data Properties, it looks like a little running person, and turn on In Front. This is also where you can change the shape of your bones and show the names and axes. Then just select the armature, tab into edit mode, and you can select the head or tail of the bone, move them around with G.
Select it with... Wait, hold on, what was it?
Tab into edit mode, and you can select the head or tail of the...
So tab for edit mode. So what, is it just like... Move it like that? I just have like adjust them like forwards to actually be like the right way? Maybe. Since that'd be the red axis, so X. There are, or not Y. Now it looks like it's going to the right spot. R, Y. There. Well, I can't move that one. Oh, there we go. And I think that's right. I have to like do this like every time. And it's like that just seems like weird. Like I said, there's like an automatic way for that. The X-axis mirror doesn't help any. I'll do that there. There. So I could see that. So if I move that moves. That moves, and it like turns what's there. If I don't like the same thing, is it like... So it's like from there, but it's like just like weirdly at an angle. Does that actually not really... Is that actually not like affected badly or something? Or I don't know. 1 second. Where'd it go? Is there like an automatic way to align it?
Bone, move them around with G, and extrude with E to place your bones. The thick end is the head, and that's where the bones will pivot from when you're in pose mode. I'll usually do the center of the body and then 1/2 if the model is symmetrical. You can get the bones close to the body by using snapping. I'll usually set it to face project and center. Then when you're moving around, you can hold Control to snap, and you can adjust it from there. This is good for shapes that get a little weird, like you could rig tree branches more easily this way. You can also Shift D to duplicate bones, parent bones with Control P, either connected or keep offset, and you can unparent or disconnect bones with Alt P. If your model is symmetrical, then select all of the bones that aren't in the middle and press Control F2 to batch rename. Set this to bones, this to set name, and suffix. Type period L and press OK. Now all of the bones on the left side of your character have a .L at the end of their names. This is important if you ever want to mirror poses. There's also an auto-naming option that does pretty much the same thing if you right-click. Now with all of those bones still selected, right-click and choose Symmetrize to copy all of the left side bones over to the right. Tab back into Object Mode, select your model, Shift-click your armature, Control P, and choose Armature Deform with automatic weights. And you can do this if your model is multiple objects too. Just select all of the objects and then the armature last. This should add an armature modifier to your objects and also a bunch of vertex groups that have the...
Okay, I don't think that's the right one. Blender rig pointing different angles. No, it didn't say that. Bone positioning. Like, so is that something I have to do manually, or? Auto IK didn't do any change there. One second, let me do a screenshot of this. Send it to my friend who does like Blender stuff, see if they know something. Is there fix for this sort of thing? Do I have to them all manually somehow? Alright. So I could do that, so it's like... Wait, which way is it going? It's like... This one is like going upwards? I know, edit mode. I was making it bigger, I want to like keep it the same size. So do like that and then like that? But then does this go down or does it go up? I don't understand this at all. I'm gonna be repeating that. I'll move that there? And like that, like that? That doesn't seem right. I don't know, maybe it is, but then it's like if it's... Yeah, so like that seems to connect, and like these ones are going the other way. Also, I can't like zoom in any larger for that for some reason. Control A. Or Control A, scale. Yeah, it's already scaled, so it's like I can't make it any larger. Okay, so it's like... Okay, so it's to connect like that way, so it should be like pointing the other way, I would guess. How does that go? That one goes out then, and then this one's like that? And like same over here? Maybe. Impose mode. Like that. And maybe that's correct. Do a little kick. I think that's right, but then so I gotta like do this for like every single one? That's absurd. There has to be like some automated way for that. Over there. No, let me. There's like a different like. It looked like it was longer, but like that might explain.
If you watched the last video, then you have these characters politely standing still, and you probably want to make them move around and stuff. So we're going to do some rigging to make that happen. I'll cover making an armature, setting up IK constraints, some other constraint stuff, weight painting tips, and plenty of other little things sprinkled in there. If you didn't watch the last video, then you're fired. This video should still help give you a basic understanding of how to put bones in a model to make it move around, whether it's a character or not. I will be going step by step in this one, so if you want a quick survey on a lot of different rigging concepts, then check this video out. I will have some new secret tips though, so it might be worth sticking around. First, let's address the elephant in the room. Yes, there are rigging add-ons that promise to speed things up for you, but here's the thing. You have to learn how to use those still, and if something breaks or if you want to make something that isn't human-shaped, you still need to know at least a little about rigging. This low-poly model we made is human-shaped though, so let's use Rigify for this, and for the next character, we'll make it completely custom-built. To use Rigify, go to Edit, Preferences, Add-ons, and search for Rigify, enable it, and now when we press Shift-A, we have these new armature options. Let's use the basic
Rigify then thing, or is that like what does it automatically? 1 second. A Blender Rigify, automate creation. Rigify helps automate automate the creation of character rigs. Modular rigging, non-destructive re-rig. I'm not sure if that's right. Bone positions. Translate the bones in the correct position. I'm not sure if that's the right thing. Yeah, I don't know. Now, this is like for character models, or for like adding it onto new ones, but this already literally has one, so I'm trying to like how do I just like fix this like right away? Do I have to like just do it? Hold on, I just have to do this like bit by bit? That just seems crazy. And like if you're doing it like for a now is this right? Like those ones could like sort of line up, and like this is like not seeming quite at the right angle. Like probably the same if it was like the other way too, I'm guessing. Let me see if I do that. Clear that view. This one. And on flip on that, I just want to like select. Now that's the hips. I can't move that one, it seems like. I mean, I could, never mind. Then I like messed with like a bunch of other stuff. So it must be have to be aiming downwards. Then it's like I don't know. It doesn't feel right. That goes like to there, but if I move this, I see for like yeah, see like from that way, like goes like to the same general area. So it makes me think it would be like flip the other way. And I can't do it for that one. Like what the heck? I guess I'll just like try doing that for like each and every one? That'll probably take a bit. Let me put some music on while I'm doing that, I guess. Where is it? There. Am I doing this wrong? Is there like some other like automated thing I should know about for this? Like it certainly doesn't seem like correct. This is the shoulder. It said like stuff's like on like different angles. It doesn't seem like quite right. But yeah, this might be like the breaking point as far as like Blender is concerned. If you like do this every single time for every model, you know? Because like SFM just had like built-in on a default. It's like worth like the trade-off of like lighting like a little worse. You guys just do updates for that. And it's not quite right. An animatronic. Nah, not quite. It's a crystal gem. Man, I'm sure like the Freddy models will have like a ton more of like uh sure to have like a ton more like bones and stuff. Yep, it's the little whoop. I'll take out that one. That's our favorite little green gem. Now I want to just like that. And I want to change to F. Wait, no, I want. Wait, why is that all? Why is this all orange now? Not pose mode. Why did it turn orange? How do I make it not orange? What the? Oh, then that armature is gone now. What? What did I do? Why are those like hidden? My favorite is Amethyst. So much sass in that. And Joshi's best though. Yeah, Amethyst is pretty good. Now, what did I do? A lot of good characters. I'm hoping the Lars of the Stars show was good. Let's edit mode. Now it's like putting the shorts and stuff on. Hold on. A Blender auto fix rig. How to fix rigging distortion. That might be like what I'm trying to find. So weight paint stuff. It's like a side tutorial model, so I'd think it'd be like set up properly because I know that they do a lot of like other model stuff. But what did I do? They got rid of the pose. What the? All right, what did I click? There. Okay, that works again. So this is the head cheek left. Where do I move? Where am I supposed to move head cheek left to? The spine helper? I have no idea. Alright. So I want to move these like this way. No, I want there. Just like that. Whoop. Edit mode. That doesn't look right. Let's actually go there, like that. Is it like each and every time? It's just that does not feel right. And like, what about like Charlie? Like his like model was like all like it had like the like it had like the armature in it, but it was like all super tiny for some reason. Welcome, Turtle. How are you doing? Hope you're doing well on this fine Thursday. Like I'm trying to do like the character like posing tutorial stuff, but like the bones on it's like a paradox like all messed up, and I don't know what if there's like a way to do that automatically or something. Let me save this really quickly. A Peridot. How are you doing today? Hopefully you're doing well. Let me show like the one I was like looking at earlier. And I was on a where is it? Yeah, this was like a FBX. Oh, let's do it for a different one. It's like this. There's like DJ Spit, and he's like all purple. There's like a different one. There's like two different ones there. T-pose. Oh, there, that one works. I'll take out that one. Or, what? Huh? What the? I have no idea what happened there. Okay, I don't think that's the right one. Let's take a T-pose. I don't want T-pose, I just want like the source. Go back to there. Models. Doing here. Okay, yeah, so like here's like one of the other ones I was looking at, just like for like as far as like for testing. And so he has like the the stuff for like posing, but it's like all very tiny for some reason. And it's also not like aimed directly either. At least like parts of it. So like I'm trying to figure out why is it like that? Like it still moves, but it's like from the inside instead of like sussing it from here. And doing scale, it just like moves like the character too. So I do not understand it. Do you happen to know anything about Blender Turtle? Do you know why this stuff is all weird? So I'll try and like and so if that's Do X-ray. I go to pose, so it's like it does work for like for that stuff. It's like I could I want to like move the No, it should be like moving the character like with it, like at least as far as like works like a SFM, if you like move like with a rig, you like move like the armor stuff too. I don't get this. I'll change that to local, maybe that's like part of it? No? Right click to armature. Rename bones. Blend to neighbor. I don't know what of those it could possibly be. I don't know. This is like. Maybe if I go back to this, it's like. I don't like try and make a character, but I might have to just like to follow along this part of the tutorial. Maybe. I haven't had like luck finding any other ones for it. So let me try this then, I guess. Alright, so I'll save that, I guess. A new in general, I guess. Fast modeling with skin modifier geometry nodes. Okay. So control shift A cube. Oh, neat. Cavity on and set to both. Where is that? And I clicked on that, but I don't have. Oh, there we go. You got like shiny lights. Indeed, it is a cube. The almighty cube. That cavity. Both, like whatever that means. Just that makes it easier to see which like what side. Okay. Okay. Right. Okay. Then like a scale that down GZ there. There's like a way for doing it like it's a scale on like a specific axis. Somehow. Oh, not that. What did I... Hold on. There. I don't see the GZ up. I don't seem to have like that grid thing he was talking about. And those are both on. Yeah, why don't I have like the, let's say, grid size background thing he does? Transform? No, that doesn't show it. Huh. Automatic mode. And then like scale it down from there. Is it still in? Oh, that's edit mode, but then why is it like already? Hold on, Blender, no grid background. All of that actually, no, I don't want to disable, I want to have it enabled. Like the overlapping circles. Overlapping circles. No. Oh, I didn't turn the time button, I'm sorry. The grid disappeared. Click over again. The viewport overlays in your viewport header. Viewport overlays to circle. And then I have that part's there. Now statistics. Z? I don't know, so it works for that, but it's not showing like the background wall thing is showing there for like scaling. Weird.
To bring it up just a little bit right there, and S to scale it down.
Alright, hold on. So it's in this little... That. Hold on. I'll delete that. I'm gonna make this square again. Mesh cube. G, edit mode, move it up like that. Scale it down. S and Z for like taller. That's like that's what I was trying to do.
Now you might be able to see to go into face wide as I think the torso should be. So maybe right about here, S and Z to scale it up.
Yes, I did that.
G, Z, bring it up. Now let's look from the side, and I want to make this a little skinnier. So S and Y to scale it on the Y.
Okay. SY is like a little less. There, so it's like a... Hold on, SY. Like SX. Like a little thinner.
Axis right there. Now I'm going to add a neck. You can either press 3 to go into face select mode, or click this button up here, select the top face, I to inset just a little bit. And I want this to be a little more square, so I'll press S and X, and we can scale it on the X axis, the top face, I to inset.
Click on the face select. I to inset. Do it from like further away. What do you do?
Just a little bit, or click this button up here, select the top face, I to inset just a little bit.
Did that.
And I want this to be a little more square, so I'll press S and X, and we can...
S and X, okay. S, X, like... The more right is the opening part. And I'm gonna guess like E and Z for like that, but that could be wrong. Let me see what the...
And scale it on the X-axis.
Video says.
G and Z to bring it up just a little bit.
G and Z. There. Okay.
E to extrude to bring this up.
It was E
to extrude again. S to scale. This is going to be for the head. E to extrude. E to extrude. And
okay. So, yeah, it was E. I was right. There. E. There. S scaling out. E and Z. There. And E and Z. For, I don't know, the hair? I don't know what it's supposed to be.
And S to scale that down. So now...
Oh, it's like the top of the head. Okay.
Now we have a torso and a head, and I want a spot for the arm to come out. So let's press Control R to add in a loop cut, and we'll bring this up to right about here.
Control... Wait, what do you click on first? Just like the...
So now we have a torso and a head,
side,
and I want a spot for the arm to come out. So let's press Control R to add in a loop cut.
It looks like it. Control R, a loop cut.
And we'll bring this up.
It's like moved up with... Control R... No, Control R... Oh, there it is. Like, move it there?
Up to right about here. I'm looking for something that's kind of close to a square shape right here. Now again, press 3 to go into face select mode, or click this button up here. Select that face right there. E to extrude just a little bit.
Alright, so E... Oh, the face mode. Like that.
We can press S to scale that down. This is going to be for the shoulder.
That's for the shoulder. Okay.
Area. Now E to extrude. We're going to extrude out to where we think maybe the wrist should be. Scale that down.
Okay, so even longer that away. Right there. Like S smaller. I'm just gonna guess like another extrusion. Is that correct?
Now, if you want to make this more rectangular, you can. I'll press S and Z. We can scale it down right about there. This is going to be for the wrist.
Yeah, hold on for S, Z. Oop. Z. Oop, wrong way. There. And that doesn't change there. It's like a smidge less.
Now we can E to extrude for the hand, Control R for another loop cut. This is going to be for the thumb.
Okay. E there, Control Control R for that.
We're not going to make all the fingers. This is going to be kind of mitten style. Press 3 to go into face select mode, or that button up there.
Okay. And be... I'm gonna drag that. Control R. Like, no, dang it. Control R. It's like there. Do like that.
E to extrude out for the thumb, and we can scale that down. I'm going to scale it on the Z axis.
Okay. Yeah. There. Wrong way. There. Move this shorter that way.
Axis to make it a little skinnier at the end. Now, don't worry about the other side right now because we're just going to add a mirror modifier later. So we're only going to do one side right now. It's a good idea to add some loops for the elbow. So I'll press Control R. We can add one right in the middle with right click. Now I'll bevel this.
Okay. Click on that, like Control R. Bevel, whatever that means.
With Control B, and use the scroll wheel to add another loop in the middle, right?
Right, so Control B. There. Control B. There we go. Like a little.
Here, this will make it so the elbow deforms a little better when we bend the arm. Now we need a spot for the legs to come out, so we're going to add a loop cut right down the middle, right here with Control R, 3 to go into face.
Okay. Move this to Control R. Don't think it made it. There. And 3 for that for the like leg down, I'm guessing it's gonna do.
Select mode, select that bottom face, E to extrude, and we can scale that down just a little bit. Now we'll look from the front with 1 and
extrude there, and acid animate there, and like further down.
E to extrude down to right about here where we think like the ankle is going to start. We can S to scale. And I also want to extrude down. This is going to be for our foot. Now,
That's that. Another one. That's for the foot.
if you want it to snap to the 0 point perfectly, you can go up here to snapping settings, leave it set to increment, but we can turn on absolute grid snap.
Absolute grid snap. Hold on. Wait, what? A GZ. And then absolute grid snap. Doesn't seem like it did anything.
Now when you're moving this around with G, you can hold control and it will snap to the grid.
Okay, with the control. The control. Okay, it's a little snappy snap there.
So we can snap it to that perfect point right there. And you can even see over here that the Z is set to 0 meters, so we know it worked right. Now I'll look from the side over here. Make sure you're in face select. We can select.
Yeah, move like the. Yeah, I got like have parts for your shoe. I get that. Oop. And probably make it smaller, I'm assuming.
This front face and E to extrude. This is going to be for the foot. You know, maybe zoom out to make sure that it's the size you want. Go into edge select mode with that button or 2, and we can bring this top part down.
Edge select. See. There. We got like.
And if you want the foot to be able to bend in the middle a little better, you can also add a loop cut here. Press Control B to bevel it. And
Control R, Control B. Control R. Oh, no, dang it. Control R. Control B. There, sounds like a little bendy
Again, you can
part.
use the scroll wheel to make sure that there's a loop in the middle also. To shape the foot a little more, let's press 1 to look from the front, Alt-Z to go into X-ray mode, or you can press this button up here. 1 for vertex select, and I'll just select the whole bottom of the foot and press S and X to scale that out just a little bit right here.
Okay. So 1 or 3. And what do you say?
Go into X-ray mode, or you can press this button up here. 1 for vertex select, and I'll just select the whole bottom of the foot and
so
press
drag.
S and X.
Okay. Thought I missed like what it said to like select it. X to like. That's in. That's just being like out longer that way. That's not right.
To scale that out just a little bit right here. And I'll select these 2 points.
Alright, hang on the edge select part. No, that's the wrong way. SD. That. No. No, that's not right. No. I mean SY? Wait. There. So SY. On SX.
Right here and pull this out for the heel.
That.
Now we can add a loop for the knee.
Pull the thingy out there. Like that. X. Is it like a control R here, I'm assuming? No, it's a control B for that part? Is that what he's gonna
with Control R, and again Control B to bevel that and make sure that there's a loop in the middle. Another thing I like to do for the hip area is again press Alt-Z to go into X-ray mode, select these points right here, and just bring them up slightly like that.
What? No, no, that's the... What? I was facing the wrong way. Oh, darn it. That's on the wrong one. My mistake. That there. And like that. I want it to go there. Or... Yeah. No, I want the top part. G. This G Z. Or face select. I think that's wrong. Control R for that part there. Control B for that bevelly thingy. Or then Control R back on here. Control, click so it goes in. And Control B there. And you're saying something with the hips. Like, moving those and like that. What you said?
Now we should probably mirror this to get the arm and the leg to the other side. So I'm actually just going to select everything on this side right here. Again, I'm in.
Okay. Like zoom out. So select. Wait, was he on? He's on the other one. Okay. Select it to that. Do it. At 3. No. There. So actually that side.
X-ray mode for this, so I am actually selecting all the way through. Press X and delete all the vertices.
X, delete vertices. Okay. Now X. There, he's been cleaved.
Now we can come over here to the modifier panel. It looks like a little wrench. Click the add modifier button, and you can either type in mirror, just start typing mirror, or under generate, you can add
generate a modifier. Mirror. Okay.
Add the mirror modifier right there. Now, if this isn't working right for you, it might mean that your origin point is not actually in the center. So just select your model right here, press Control A and apply the location, and that should make this work now. We can also smooth this out with a subdivision surface modifier. Working mirror, click the add modifier button, and you can either type in mirror, just start typing mirror, or under generate, you can add the mirror modifier right there. Now, if this isn't working right for you, it might mean that your origin point is not actually in the center. So just select your model right here, press Control A and apply the location, and that
how do you select the model?
Start typing mirror, or under generate, you can add the mirror modifier right there. Now, if this isn't working right for you, it might mean that your origin point is not actually in the center. So just select your model right here, press Control A and apply the location.
Okay, so go back to object mode, Control A location,
and that should make this work now. We can also smooth this out with a subdivision surface modifier. You can press Control 1, Control 2, or Control 3, and that's just going to change.
Wait, it's not. Wait, why mine is like split in the middle? Like it's basically split in the middle, but it's like, what? Now how is?
You can press Control 1, Control 2, or Control 3.
That's not right. Object mode. Control 1. Okay, but it's like, yeah, it's just like cleaving in twain. That ain't correct. Let's just have the character like that.
And that's just going to change the viewport level over here. And now we can go into edit mode again and start smoothing this out. So it's a
edit mode. There, it'll just be a split fella. It's like a fella with a trench coat almost.
a little less boxy. You can see it's pretty flat in the front right there. So what I like to do is select the whole center loop right here. You can do that with Alt and left click, and I'll press 7 to look from the top. S.
Alt. Click. And then 7.
And Y, and we can scale this out just a little bit, and you can see it's getting a little more round.
The more round. Y. What did you do?
with Alt and left click, and I'll press 7 to look from the top, S and Y, and
S and Y. Okay. 7. S and Y is moving something that's not it. Alt and click. SY there. 7 SY. That's like moving everything though. Is that what's supposed to be doing?
we can scale this out just a little bit, and you can see it's getting a little more round. And if you want, you can do this separately for the head and for the body, but I just did it for the whole thing.
Yeah, do it for for just the head. Like that. S and Y for just like a tiny bit there.
I'll make the head a little bit wider also. So again, I'm in X-ray mode for this with Alt Z. I'll just select these 2 points right here.
Okay. Like this. No. X. Like that? Is that what you're doing?
And we can bring it out so it's a little more. I'll just select these 2 points right here.
Oh, you're just dragging it. Wait, why don't I...
And we can bring it this with Alt Z.
Why does it not
I'll just
have
select
that?
these 2 points right here.
Alt Z for points on that. Alt Z. And that's for the X-ray toggle.
And we can bring it out so it's a little more round.
What?
If you want, you can do this separately for the head and for the body, but I just did it for the whole thing.
As I transform local, and I have that too. Cheap. No. What?
I'll make the head a little bit wider also.
Like
so again, I'm in X-ray mode for this with Alt Z. I'll just select these 2 points right here.
You're in edit mode and the one there. I like that. I got that clicked in that one. On local. So why don't I have a little draggy option? I could do that. Or not. X. GX. Up there, but I don't know why I didn't have like the draggy window thingy.
Here.
Weird.
And we can bring it out so it's a little more round. And if you want to mess with any of the proportions, you know, make the legs a little longer, anything like that, you can make your character skinnier. Now is the time to do.
Okay. So did something. I'm going to do that. Right. That. So what do you do? It's skinnier, reflects the face point thing. Like there. Rest of the line. Like that. Okay.
Do that. It's also a good idea to press Control R and add 1 or 2 loops in the body right here, and that will make it deform a little bit better as well.
Okay, so Control R. Control R. Like that.
This is low poly, but when you rig it up, it will deform pretty well. Isn't that right?
Okay.
And add more detail by applying the subdivision surface modifier, and then you'll have...
What the?
If this is too low res for you, you can add more detail by applying the subdivision
Okay, so he's on the wrench, and then apply
surface modifier.
a wrench. Apply.
Is too low res for you, you can add more detail by applying the subdivision surface modifier, and then you'll have more verts to work with.
It didn't. What? Wait, mine isn't doing that.
If this is too low,
It's in object mode. Catmull Clark level view. It's got like the object mode. Okay, I'm on object mode.
low res for you,
The levels view next to the Catmull thing. Levels view, I have that. Can't go any further than that. And that's like applied and applied.
you can add more detail by applying the subdivision surface modifier, and then you'll have more verts to work with.
I don't have more verses to work with. You're okay. Oh, there we go. I got some. Got that. It's very boxy.
Also ways of making the joints deform better, and you can find some topology guides if you look around. I like searching on Pinterest, but this is definitely enough for a beginner video, so let's put this stylized character together now. The main difference with this one is that all of the limbs are separate pieces, and I think this makes it much easier to get complex shapes because you don't really have to worry about connecting them. You'll see what I mean. But first, let's talk about Playbook, who is the sponsor for the Collabora. But I can also link other cloud storage sites. I do have some reference photos. Let's just make a new collection by following the link. I'll press 3 to look. I have them right here. I have...
I'm not making a cat. Go back to the freaking box thing. What the heck? I've already gone to like a whole different tutorial. Like, what's the point of doing this thing if you're just going to a different cat? Like, what the heck? Like, how's that? How would that be helpful at all? Okay, I don't want to do the
3 of them, and you can get these by following the link in the description. I'm just going to press 1 to look from the front, and then I'll drag it in. I'll press 3 to look from, scale it down. This is gray mode, and I actually shift D and I'll bring it up to front.
No, what do I do with the box? Freaking... Is just this one thing?
If you watched the last video, then you have these characters politely standing still, and you probably want to make them move around and be custom built. To use Rigify, go to Edit, Preferences, Add-ons, and search for Rigify. Enable it, and now when we press...
Dang it, so it's like the freaking Rigify thingy then. Rig... Click... That?
Press Shift A, we have the add-ons and search for Rigify, enable it, and now when we press Shift A...
Okay, do I have to like download it first, it looks like? A rig F5. Looks like it's there. I'll have to just assume so.
We have these new armature options. Let's
Shift A armature. a... I don't have that. Oh, there it is. That's it's like armature human.
Let's use the basic human meta rig. Now we just need to line these bones up with our model. And to see them a little easier, we can go down here to Object Data Properties when it's selected under Viewport Display.
Why is this tiny? Hey, hold on. If armature. Yeah, why is it small? Weird. Oh, does you have like an automatic
You can turn on in
this,
front,
or?
and then we can see them a little better.
In front, where's that? A viewport display. In front. Okay.
I'll press 1 to look from the front, and with this still selected, S to scale. We're still in object mode for this. I'm going to line up the hip area, and I'll press S and X to scale it out until...
Okay, so line from the hips. That looks right. No. The S smaller. There. Like this part's too low down then. That's not right. S X. Like that.
The knees are kind of in the middle of the leg right there. And then when we're done scaling, we can press Control A and apply the scale. Now I want to be able to see our...
Looks like that part. It's like the bend at the knee. I think. Control A scale.
Vertices a little better too. So up here in overlays, we can turn on wireframe like that. Now we can...
Overlays wireframe? Where is that?
There too. So up here in overlays, we can turn on wireframe.
Okay, over there. Whoop. Over there. Okay.
Like that. Now we can tab into edit mode and we can start lining these up. So
I am on edit mode. Okay.
So I like to scale up the whole torso area first. So to make that easier, we can click this button to turn this to active element. This is going to change our pivot point. You can
active element. Whatever that does.
You can also do that with the period shortcut. And so I'm going to select all of the torso bones, and let's select these two bones down here. So the way active element works is...
Okay, so all of that and like a little thing there. That and that.
The last bone that you have selected, or the active selection, that's the one that everything is going to pivot around. So I selected the hips last, and now when we scale up, everything is scaling from the hips.
Okay. It is not. Then no, it's scaling from the hand, you freaking liar. No, why is it? What? No, I did I clicked on that, but it's like scaling from the hand. There. And then that. No, I want. No, dang it. Why are you like selecting it from there? What the?
Or, two bones down here. So the way active element works is the last bone that you have selected, or, the active selection, that's the one that everything is going to pivot around. The button to turn this to active element, this is going to change our pivot point. You can also do that with the period shortcut. And so I'm going to select all of the torso bones, and let's select these 2 bones down here.
Okay, so it should end with that one. I go back to... Where's the... Okay. 03. All that. There. Oh, dang it. On that from there. On that one. That one. But it's scaling from the middle. Not like... What the heck? No, it's like scaling from there, not from there.
So the way active, select all of the torso bones, and let's select these 2 bones down here.
It's not changing the active. What
so the way active element...
Best tutorial. Hold on. One moment. What the heck? A Blender element not changing. Object mode, edit mode. Now, so I'm on that. Active element. I'll turn that part back on.
All of and change our pivot point. You can also do that with...
Alright, so it's edit mode, active element, global. Edit mode, active element. Okay, I got all that.
With the period shortcut. And so I'm going to select all of the torso bones, and let's select these 2 bones down here.
I select all of those, and it's like changing to that one. And there. But it's not... Okay, there we go. Don't know why it wasn't doing it right before. And move that to there.
So the way active element works is the last bone that you have selected, or, the active selection, that's the one that everything is going to from the hips. So I'm just going to line up the head bone. The bottom of it is lined up with the bottom of the head.
Bottom of it's lined up with the head. That's so smaller than that. Okay, so like there, sort of? Kind of? Maybe?
We can change the pivot point now back to median.
Pivot point to median.
And drag this to the top of the head. And it's nice.
Okay. Drag that to the top there.
To only have to do one side, and you can see if I move this with G, the other side isn't moving. So
okay. That moves that, but it doesn't move the other stuff.
So we can turn on symmetry up here. So let's just
symmetry. Okay, did that.
Select this part, press G to line it up with the middle of the arm.
G to the middle of the arm. G to the middle of the arm.
This one is going to the elbow. This part we can put at the wrist.
Elbow. Is this the elbow? Doesn't show like the line point thing, so I'm not sure. Like there. And then like no. Hold on. Oh, dang it. I want the Z there. Also GZ and then like GY. GY. Or no, X.
And this part at the tip of the fingers.
Okay. Easy. Move that like that. We have one over there. Like that to the tip of the fingers. Okay. Dang it, didn't do the symmetry thing. That's that part's there. And that part was like a bit off. Do that. And up there. And then that. I'll move it like a little back that way. Like that to there, and like that's like the tip. That looks like what it
It's
did.
right there. Let's press 7 to look from above, and we can line this up over here also. So
7 from above. I'll do that. Good. Think so.
that's just going to be the middle of the hand, the wrist area, the elbow, like
Yeah,
that,
really
and
like
the middle of the shoulder. It's nice to have a very
7 there.
very slight bend in the direction, you know, that you want the arm to bend, like that. If you set it up going the opposite direction, it might give you bad results when you start posing things. You can also line the collarbone up just like that. Now we should look from the side.
The collarbone like that. Okay.
And make sure that everything is lined up, like, you know, the spine and all that. So this I'll put in the center of the head. This is just going to be for the neck.
So just from the side, whichever that is. Move like that. There. 3. Uh, 3. That. That to there. I want look on this. G Y. There.
And if any of these bones are getting in the way and you want to just hide them temporarily, you can, you know, select them and press H to hide them like that.
Okay.
So if we want, we can hide all of these. When you want to bring them back, you can just press Alt H.
Right.
But this will make it a little easier to, you know, line the spine up like that. We should line up this part with the knee. And
okay. Move. Down. C.
Now the foot. This one I'll drag to this this loop cut in the middle.
I know, so you want that part there. Like in the right type of spot. Not like that. Not over there?
Drag this out to the front. So. And this bone that it gives you right here, that's for the foot roll. So basically we just want to line this up with, you know, the edge of the foot. So
okay. 0. That looks right. Scale that a bit, okay.
So we can bring everything back with Alt-H, like that, and tab back into object mode. Now this is...
Go back to object. Let's... I want to keep that one. I want to see the little like grid view thing they have. They're on full and line in that. Not X-ray. Oh wait, hold on. Let's scoot that one. What? Do that in there. A little bit further. I think that's right. Maybe. How do you have it on this view? I'm on the object mode. It doesn't show like the cut line thing you said is on this one.
The topology that we had in the last video, and this should be enough to make it deform, and it's pretty easy to just, you know, have a few loop cuts. But if you want to make this deform even better, there are some things that you can do, and I'll show you that really quickly. So make sure you're in Edge Select for this.
Edge Select. Wait, what? You're in edit mode, but it's not showing the edge select. What? Wait, why is it not?
To make it deform, and it's pretty easy to just, you know, have a few loop cuts. But if you want to make this deform even better, there are some things that you can do, and I'll show you that really quickly. So make sure you're in Edge Select for...
I'm on edit mode, but it doesn't... I'm on the cube, Edge Select. 3. Options? Why does it not show the freaking... Yeah, it's not showing the face select. Blender edit mode. And not showing edge select. The overlays is turned off. I have overlays on. Add mode 3 icons. There's 3 are hotkeys. Curve selected, not a mesh object. Object 1 meta rig. Cube. No, that's on the... No? No, not 1, 2, 3 on that either. Why is it missing? I'll switch to edge select mode. I'm on edit mode, but it doesn't have it there. Save your project to reopen it? I'll try that. Robot. Give me a second while I wait for it to like fully closed so I can launch it back up. A robot. Open that. And no, I'm back on edit mode, but it doesn't have the thing. Why is that? Why is that gone? Hold on. Give me a second. I don't like it's that one. Blender, edge select, missing. That should be the way to look for it, I think. How to select? No. Interface is missing mesh selection. An editable object. I'm on an editable object. A medium point. And that snap. What the heck? Yeah, I'm on edit mode. I have it in collection. That doesn't do anything for that. Why is it missing from there? I'm gonna go to bed early, see you tomorrow. No problem, Delta. Like, enjoy your sleep. Yeah, I'll see you over on the, like on the subathon zone stream stuff. Sure, that'll be a lot of fun. But enjoy your rest. I'll just be trying to see why this is not working right. They're in... Yeah, they're in object mode, but it's not showing the things. Why is it not doing that? Also yesterday, really quick, was yesterday a skit Zone did? I was so confused. I'm not sure. I mean, it was like it was a joke for sure on the later part when like Zone said like, what happened? I was getting soup again. Like obviously just calling back, but I don't know. I think it was like, yeah, hold on, I need some water really quickly. Yes, I'm not sure. So I think it was like it was on the first part. Like I think she was actually just away getting soup, but didn't hear what was said. And it was just like just quiet as like part of the joke. And just for like a while, and then like just like playing into that. As Sammy said, well, I don't know about. I don't think it was like any actual like fight or nothing like that. I think it's just like just did miss like the context of it and then like rolled with it. Like honestly, probably they have like they probably like did their own like chat like in between it, just like saying like just like to play into it more. That's what I would think. I don't know. It was definitely just a silly moment. Yep, it was odd. Alright, hold on, let me try. What if I add like another cube? I click on that cube. Okay, yeah, so that has the edit stuff on it. So then why does it not? There we go. Okay, now it's on edit. Alright. Enjoy your night and dinner. Alright, the same to you. Oh, I mean, you're going to bed, you're not eating dinner, but you know what I mean. Like, enjoy your night of sleeping. Yeah, and I'll see you tomorrow. Alright, hold on 1 second. I gotta... I didn't turn the thing back on. I gotta check something anyway, so give me a quick moment. I'm just gonna click a water. There we go. So pardon me for just a moment here. Okay. I bring that part back up. I'm still checking the kind of phone message. I'm seeing seeing if it was like anything important, you know. Seems like it's all right. I don't know why it's not showing like the bevel thing as I'm talking about.
Even better, there are some things that you can do, and I'll show you that really quickly. So make sure you're in edge select for this. We can select this loop with
edit mode, edge select. I'm there.
with Alt and left click, and we can dissolve it with Control X. Now we can go into face select up here. Going to select quickly. So make sure you're in edge select.
Also, hold on. So it's like here? I don't know if that's the right thing.
This should be enough to make it deform, and it's pretty easy to just, have a few loop cuts. But if you want to make this deform even better, there are some things that you can do, and I'll show you that really quickly. Okay. So make sure you're in edge select for this. We can select this loop with Alt and left click.
Alt, left click. Alt. Okay.
And we can dissolve it with Control X.
Control X. There, so that part's gone.
Now we can go into face select up here.
Face select.
I'm going to select these 3 faces like that, and we're going to press I to inset. All right.
So those 3. I have far more than that. Huh. That's like part of what he said to do. Then why is it? Why is it so different?
Use this as a base for a bunch of different characters.
Go back to
Let's keep
here.
my renders in and start smoothing this out so it's a little less boxy. You can see it's pretty flat in the front right there. So what I like to do is select the whole center loop right here. You can do that with Alt and left click, and I'll press 7 to look from the top, S and Y, and we can scale that for the head and for the, and I'm in X-ray mode and bring it up a little, do that right here, and that's deform pretty well. You can add more detail by applying the subdivision to deform better. Definitely enough for a beginner video. All of the limbs are separate pieces connecting, and be viewing and organizing.
Yeah, but then he just goes into like the cat thing after this. That doesn't help me at all with the other part. Let me see. Is there like some in between? No rigging for beginners. No, that's where I'm picking up on.
Right, then we can look from the top.
How do I undo that? I guess I don't know. And not just like takes a chunk out. So that's not what I'm trying to do. Put that like X-ray mode, I guess. X-ray. From there. No, that's definitely not right.
Alt Z to get up here. I'm going to select.
Hold on. How many times have I said that so far? Finished happening. Now the heel bone. I'm not talking about heel bone. I was definitely learning. Definitely have that, but symmetrized, no. Where is Left 2, now it's for laptop. And grab. No. No, it's not showing any of the, like, the weird thing. It's like showing his like a box, but mine is like the circly after what he said to do, but then it's like back on this. Then how do I select like the faces when it's all...
Select these
all rounded?
3 faces.
Like so many more than the other way is. Let's hold on. That's not even doing the mirror thing. If I alt click on that and then like deselect it on these couple, I can't seem to deselect. I go like that. Alt. No, I want shift. Okay. Shift like that and that. Probably not correct, but I can't find another way to do it, so out of options there. Let's do that.
Like that. And we're going to press I to inset. All right. And we can look from the top, Alt Z to go.
So I to inset. And it just like breaks it. Let's just like do it from there, but that's not right.
Into X-ray mode, and I'll select these vertices right here and press GG to slide them to about halfway right there. The way I like to think about this.
Okay, yeah, I don't know if I can do that if I get with the changes he already said to do with doing the extra sides. Alright, so what do I do for that? Because there's like, where was it?
Is a cloud storage website that is specifically made for creatives and collaboration. Slightly like that right there. And for the now, if this isn't working right for you, it might mean that your origin point and a vision surface is going to change the. You can press Control 1, Control 2, or Control 3, and that's just going to change the viewport level over here. On model right here, press Control A and apply the location, and that should make this work now. We can also smooth this out with a subdivision surface modifier. You can press Control 1, Control.
Object mode, Control 1. Subdivision, I can't. Dang it. Control 1. Was I supposed to have like done that part
Control 2 or Control 3, and that's just going to change the view. It's a little less right here. And why you want, you can do this separately for the head. And again, I'm in, and the leg was the times and the body up. It will deform pretty well. You can add more detail by applying the subdivision surface modifier, and then you'll have more verts to work with. There are also ways of making the joints deform better, and you can find some topology guides if you look around. I like searching on Pinterest, but this is definitely enough for a beginner video. So let's put this stylized character.
Okay, so he didn't like apply it then? I should have like said that before I did that. Can I go back enough for that? I don't think I can. Oh, shoot. I was like, I'd have to like redo that whole part then. Huh. And this is like it's not even like helpful with the other part I was trying to do. It's like making character is not what I just want to know how to pose characters. So that's like leading into this and this. I thought I was have to find like different tutorials for like actually just how to move characters. Because if it doesn't work, I'm just gonna like if I can't control the characters in Blender, then I'm just gonna go to SFM and never think about Blender again. You know, like, I would like more than happily do that if this is the case. So yeah, I'd have to like redo like the whole robot for that. That's not ideal. I don't know why it's not letting me like go back further. I have it set for like where is it? And the things I have like more to have like more control of Z's. Interface, viewport. There's like something for that some way I had it set for. Let's just be like unlimited amount. I don't know where that is now. The menus? No, this is where stuff gets saved. Ah, dang it. Well, shoot. And that doesn't... It doesn't help me all here. Huh. God dang it. Okay, I am... unsure. I just have to, like, make the cube again, I guess? That sucks. G... Z and then scale. Let's have to do it from memory too, also. That, I don't know what to do. Like, I don't want to have to, like, redo, like, the whole thing again. This is even, like, the lesson I'm trying to learn here. Like, all I want to know is how to pose characters. How to pose existing characters. Social Blender pose. Just want to download. Was an armature. I don't know, like so much confusion stuff here. I don't know. And it's like, Papa, Flex, my daughter, how are you doing? How's the rest of the stream today? Hopefully it went well. Let me do this real quick. There we go. Yeah, sorry, I was getting some water. How's the rest of the stream? I popped by for a second. I saw like a character getting drawn on like a flower field. But I just like pop back in. How's learning Blender? It's definitely not as easy as like the donut stuff was. Because I was just trying to find like different like tutorials for just like posing like existing characters and stuff, and I was like, I actually opened one of them. So I was like trying with like a Peridot, you know, like all the like the rig, like a skeleton stuff. It wasn't like set up right. I was like trying to find like how I do that, and then that led to like this other one, which seemed like making a character and then like putting the rig and like armature stuff on it yourself,
character together now.
And then like learning from that would learn for how to do it on existing stuff. But then it seems like there was like a problem of making the character like it got too many like rounded edges, while there's is still like all a robot like this. And I don't know if I could like actually go back to on this one or not. Where is it? It's like trying to go back to like the square version here, but then it's like just all on this. Where is it? Or it's like all on just like a rounded one. There's like doing stuff like to delete, or like change up like there on the box. Here.
Topology and
like
how everything is supposed to line up. So
like
if you're a rig, which is the one that we just used, and
there, so I don't know if I have to like to even like learn this part. I might have to like redo making this like little like boxy fella there. So I don't know. And that's like it's like not even like the side stuff too. I'm just trying to find how I model, or not model, how I just pose characters like I would in SFM, you know. So it is like it's an awful lot. And I'll have to like search for just like another tutorial or something. Like one like more just for like current characters, you know. Oh. Ah. That's like again, that's like the main thing I'm trying to actually do with Blender, just for like the better pictures. But if I can't like figure it out with that, then I could just easily stay like on SFM and make it that way, you know. So it's quite a thing on today's. But I'm glad that your stream went well and the stickers all look cool. Even if I could say a little bit different shade of green than it was thinking, still looks quite nice. I'll be definitely happy like when that gets here.
a little more cleanly. We can do the same thing with the hips if we want. And we can do the same thing with the knee as we did with the elbow. So I'll just select this again with Alt and left click, Control X to dissolve it, and then
I got lost on where this one is. Yeah, it still looks good. Don't you worry about that. Those will just be like the exclusive like limited edition of the first ones before it gets like different color green later. So it's like only the VIPs get the Ninja Turtle green flex. Yeah, it's a collector's item. Exactly, exclusive editions, only for the cool people.
Rigify option that the add-on gave to us. And now that everything is lined up, we can just press generate rig. And now we have this second armature that it gave us with all these.
Where's I on?
I'm just going to line up the head bone. The bottom of it is lined up with the bottom of this to the top of the head. And it's nice to only have to do one side. And you can see if I move this with G, the other side isn't moving. So we can turn on symmetry up here. So let's just select this part, press G to line it up.
One of the tutorials, but I'm not sure which. I like two different ones.
With the wrists, look, the wrist, the shoulders, so they're getting it up like that. Like this, basically, with all we had, you loop cut. So make sure Control X. Now we can go into face select up here. I'm going to select these three faces.
Yeah, so they're doing like the three faces, but on this one, it's like obviously many more than three faces. So I'm not fully sure how I will do that. Maybe if I go like edit mode, or like do a little sweepy collection of it like this. Maybe. Shift. probably not like the best way for it, but that's the only way I can think of. Get it from under. I'm not even sure what it's for. He's like doing like some like inset thing. Or like layer or something.
Faces like that. And we're going to press I to inset. All right. Then we can look from the top, Alt Z to go into X-ray mode. And I'll select these vertices right here and press GG to slide them to about halfway right there. The way I like to think about this, and on the opposite side.
Make an elbow? Maybe? If I do like that, it's just like all sorts of messed up, so I can't really do that.
Out of your arm. And so we're kind of doing the same thing right here, where you have more vertices on the elbow than you do on the inside of the arm. And this leads to slightly better deformation, especially with a model as low poly as this. Now we could also add a loop here just to make it deform a little more cleanly. We can do the same thing with the hips if we want. And we can do the same thing with the knee as we did with the elbow. So I'll just select this again with Alt and left click, Control X to dissolve it. And then the knee, we have more skin.
And the knees are the same thing. They're just all like extra meshed out, looks like. On, you know, our kneecap than we do on the back of our leg. So we're going to select the front and press I to inset. Then we can look from the side, go into X-ray mode, select these points and press GG to move it about halfway. And that's pretty much it. The foot we can leave like that. I just wanted to show you that really quickly. People do have other ideas of better shoulder topology and, you know, how everything is supposed to line up. So if you're interested in that, you can look up some pictures on Pinterest and things like that. I usually like to search references there. Okay, let's unhide our rig. We can select it. Okay. The rig is unhidden. You can see it there.
And then if we go back to object data properties and scroll down, we'll have this.
Okay, so where is it? I'll click on the rig. Oh, in object mode. There. Oh, so there's the rigify.
Rigify option that the add-on gave to us. And now that everything is lined up, we can just press generate rig. And
okay. All right, generate rig. Right there, it's got all sorts of extra triangles and squares all around it.
And we have this second armature that it gave us with all these new controls. And you can see over here we have meta rig, which is the one that we just used, and we have the rig right here, which is the one that it just gave us. We can hide the meta rig. Now all we have to do is select our model, shift select the.
No, hold on. Hide. Excuse me. My goodness.
Armature, Control P, and parent with automatic weights.
Control P parent with weights, but it's not like lined up properly. Like. There. Do Z. And then like X. Okay, there we go. Control P. And then what?
Now we select the armature, Control P, and parent with automatic weights.
Control P parent with weights. Wait, is it the meta rig or the rig?
Shift select the armature, Control P, the meta rig. Now all we have to do is select our model, shift select the armature.
Oh, okay, I see. And then Control P. Control. Wait, no, it's not showing that menu.
Control P and parent with automatic weights.
Parent with automatic weights isn't there. Was that changed in the update or something? Blender parent with automatic weights missing. And it's like because you're not selecting the mesh and armature in correct order. Mesh first, then armature. All right, mesh, armature. No, I did that. Huh. Why is that's like a 6-year question? I don't have that. So it's probably like updated in like the later version of Blender, I would guess. Object mode A to select everything. A. Control P. Your parent. Like that. Control P. No, it's like still missing from there. Was that just removed in the update? Or so that's gonna make it like even like trickier to find out. I'll clear any and all parents to bones models may have. Okay. I'll clear any and all properties. Attempt this again, see if it appears. Control P. Shift. There. Control P. It's still not there. What the heck? Oh, there it is. Automatic weight, just like on a separate menu now, I guess. Just took it out to be less simple.
Now we can give this a try by pressing Control Tab to go into pose mode, or you can change that up here, and we can start moving things around.
So Control Tab to pose mode. Edit mode. I don't have pose mode. Object mode? Why is pose mode missing? I have it selected.
Control Tab to go into pose mode, or you can weights. Now we can give this a try by pressing Control. Now all we have to do is select our model, Shift select the armature, Control P, and parent with automatic weight.
Oh, did I click it on the wrong order? Control Z a bit. Okay, so the cube, and the rig, Control P, set parent tip, object with automatic weights. It's on the cube, and it's not there. Let me try it the other way. With automatic weights. Okay. Now Control Tab. Okay, it just had to do like the other way around, I guess. Weird.
Now we can, and you can see that it's deforming nicely.
Okay, so let me try doing this. And it does sort of move, but like all slow with like the extra squares, but it is technically turning. So that's something, I guess. And this will like look down and up and stuff. Move this box to like stretch them all out. Okay, so it's like sort of working.
You can also press N to open up this side panel, and under this item tab at the bottom, we have all of these rig layers that it also gives us. But yeah, this is Rigify. It's pretty easy to use for human models like this.
None of that was easy.
You know, play around with all of the different controls and, you know, see what they do. And if you want to get started with animating real fast, you can check out my character animation for impatient people video. And by the way, if these weights don't look good for you and you need to weight paint, the bones that you're looking for are under bone collections. You can go down to ORG right here. These are the original bones, and these are the ones that actually deform the mesh. You can just press the star to only view those, and these are the bones that you need to weight paint. But I'll talk more about weight painting with the next character. All right, cool. Let's throw this character in the trash and get to the good stuff. We got...
Okay, and it's back to this thing I don't have. Huh. Okay, so I think I'll have to, like... I mean, it doesn't seem like it does like more with this thing. It just goes to like other character things. So I have to like make that one, or I don't know. I'll try like to find like a different, like better tutorial just for how to pose characters and stuff. That's all I'm trying to figure out here. Oh yeah, and it's like 9:14, so let me save this. There we go. Close that part. All right, let me shift on over here. All right. Hold on, I'm a little off to the side. All right, there we go. All right, so I hope you all had fun watching this stream. Hopefully, like more fun than I did trying to do all that. That is like, yeah, definitely far more complicated than like making the donut was. And that's like, that sucks too, because it was like all I wanted to know with the Blender specifically is just like posing characters for pictures and stuff, you know? So it was like, if it's like not able to do that, it'll just be like back to the just Source Filmmaker. Like, which I have to do like anyway, because I got to finish the picture for the Halloween art contest stuff and get like that all set up before next Wednesday. Like, I'm still working on that and like the Halloween outfit for here and like the overlay stuff. Like, so it will still be done in time. It's just going to be quite tricky to do. All right. But we can still look forward to that. Also, so for upcoming... Okay, so this Saturday, the 27th, I don't think I'll be streaming then. I don't think so. I don't know, because it's like on... let's see, so like on Friday, Zone's doing like the likely 24-hour stream, there's like a VR chat thing after that. It's like a little meetup thing I would like to be part of. So that's probably going to be at like 5 or 6 or so. And it's like not saying I could stream either. It's like a private meetup thing with like all the community. So I obviously can't stream that. Like, I might be able to do like a smaller one after that, depending on how long it goes on for. So maybe, but like assume there isn't going to be one on Saturday. It's like a safe bet. I think I'll be able to hang out with a friend on Sunday. I don't think there'll be one then. So that leaves next Tuesday as like the next like definite stream, and that'll be like the last one before October. All the spooky stuff. So that'll just be some fun dailies and such then. So you can look forward to that. What's going on before I head out? I don't remember any other like news or anything besides like what I already talked about, like the art contest and like the schedule, all that stuff. Still just been like talking with like artists for commissions and stuff. I could share those when those are finished. My friend's still working on the model after I finished moving. I think that might be it for like a general, like a update sort of stuff. Yeah, like nothing's coming to my mind. I'll probably remember something like after the stream's already over. Oh yeah, I am, so I made another Blue Sky account just for I'm gonna do for like, just like entirely all like the, like a stream related stuff and like, like safe for work pictures. So I'll be moving like, well not moving, I'm gonna log onto that account and just do like a reposting of all that stuff and just like, remember like switch between those for later, so it's like, so for like one, it's like just like all the safe stuff will be over there. I think it's like Rexic King BTTV or just TTV. Let me see. Switch account. Yeah, Rexic the King TTV. Dot Bisky social, all that stuff. That's gonna be getting some reposting like later today probably, if I can remember to do that after I eat dinner. But, yeah, I think that's everything for now. So yeah, so I will see you all on Tuesday. We'll have a very fun time then. I'll look some more for like the better Blender tutorial stuff in the meantime. So, but until then, I hope you all have a wonderful last couple of days before it's like October. Before all of the skeletons and vampires come out. You only have a brief moment of time. But yeah, I'll look forward to seeing you all next time. And take care, everybody. There we go. Have a wonderful sleep if you're gonna... A wonderful sleep next time you go to sleep. I'll see who is on.
Ho'una ia ma kahi worum home I kahi manawa lo ihi e hiki mai ana. Ua ho'ololi ke kino mai kona ho'olala kumu.
See if we can find like a good channel out the credits. Art tag. There's any catching my eye. Who's doing a streamer anniversary? They are on VR back. Darn it. Let's see. Not sure if this channel's on VR back either. There they are. Darn it. Okay, I can't find one there. Okay, not an art channel, but it's got streamers her birthday, so you can go over to there if you're open. Right. I couldn't find an art one in time. Alright, so we'll head on over there. I'll see you all next time, everybody. And also, sorry, I saw you just popped in right as we are finishing this one. Bad timing. Sorry.